Hi dear students, how are you? Now today this is going to be a video number 17 and it's going to be on Sunday 12th of April 2020. We are going to learn about how to write a curriculum vitae and how to write a covering letter. And of course, the covering letter is considered as a formal letter. So it's unit 10. Let's look at page 80 in our workbooks, please. And let's start. So curriculum vitae, or sometimes we say CV, and we usually write a CV when we want to apply to a new job, okay? And this is the way how we organize or write or arrange our CV. First of all, headings in bold. All the headings, as you can see them, they are written in bold, in dark and big writing. As you can see, it's in black. First of all, we write our name. So what's your name and full name? The address, the street number and name. City, is it Amman? Is it Irbid? Is it, for example, Iswaleh? Is it Al-Madinah Al-Riyadiyya? Is it Shmisani? Town name. Type. And I think also here you should add your contact number also beside in addition to address. And don't forget, dear students, to skip a line between each section. You have to leave a space between each section. Then you have to write about your education, what degrees, what courses you have taken, what degrees you have studied, and so on. Education, degree in English 2009 CE. As you can see here, we should include also dates, the years. PEP, so she or he has a degree in English. This is in 2009. And also PEP, it means a practical education program. Practical education program. And this is a kind of course, I think. Teaching qualification in 2011. So please include dates. You have to include or to write the year of this degree or that course. Then work experience. You have to talk about your work, in what places you worked, the name, or in what companies, where, and so on. So this person, she is or he is a teacher. So of course, she said or he said that a teacher of English, the name of the school in the previous school. Suppose that now. Teacher of English, for example, let's say in Irbid, all right? Let's say the youth school. So we say that it is in Irbid, and it is the town in Irbid. I have no idea about towns in Irbid, okay, but I know the city of Irbid. And also your position there, it was a teacher. طيب. Then the next step, we have skills and achievements. شو المهارات وإيش الإنجازات؟ Voluntary work for children's charities. Voluntary, it means تطوعي. عمل تطوعي لي عمل تطوعي خيري للأطفال. Excellent piano accompanist. يعني مرافق لعازف البيانو. I think this is the only translation for this one. طيب. And after that, personal attributes or personal characteristics. إيش هي السمات أو الصفات الشخصية. Make any full sentences concise. يعني don't give very long sentences. Try to make your sentences very concise and very brief and very short. Personal attributes, it means your personal characteristics. ايش هي صفاتك البشرية أو صفاتك اللي هي الشخصية. Okay, you have to tell them, I am dedicated. So the word I am dedicated means it means I am a very faithful person. I am a very loyal person. Okay, so I am a dedicated, ambitious worker. And ambitious, it means طموح, يعني aspirant or fly high person. I have high expectations of myself and the students I teach. إذن I have high expectations, يعني لدي توقعات كبيرة وعالية. And expectations, it means anticipation or expectancy of myself, لي أنا, and the students I teach also. طيب هلا now we have the last line. It's going to be a reference اللي هو المرجع أو مين الناس, the people that your new place of work is going to ask about you in your old place. يعني مين هم الأشخاص اللي يرجعوا يسألوهم عنك في المكان اللي أنت كنت تشتغل فيه. So this is what we mean by reference. So include reference. First of all طبعا you write their full name. يعني for example if I'm Mrs. Salwa I can tell them go to Mrs. عبير القيسي أو go to Mr. معتز الدجاني for example. And the full name, head teacher at, and she was the head teacher, she was the person in charge of that person or of that teacher. And also you mention the name of the previous school. Again you mention the city and the town name of that old school. So they can go back and ask about me, my previous or my ex-manager or previous chief or the previous director or principal or head teacher or whoever. Now this is how we write the curriculum vitae. Now let's look at covering letter. Covering letter, this is a formal letter, and covering letter, it means the letter that we sent with a document to explain its content. يعني هاي لازم تكون الرسالة موجودة مع الكريكولم vitae to explain all the content in more details. Okay? فلازم هاي الرسالة عشان تشرح بتفصيل أكتر العناوين اللي موجودة في السي في. طيب, first of all, formal greeting since I am sending this to someone I don't know, this is formal. So I have to be formal. I have to use also formal words. I don't have I shouldn't use abbreviations or short forms. طيب, dear Mr. Mu'taz, for example, or dear Mrs. Habir, or dear Dr. whoever, and the surname. Yes. As we said, dear Mr. or dear Mrs. or dear Doctor or dear Miss, and you mention the name. Type. And then don't forget to skip a line. Now from the first line until the last line, they are on the same margin. But to indicate paragraphing, please skip a line. Skip a line between each section. And usually when we want to write about covering letter, we should introduce ourselves, we should mention the job or kind of job we are applying for, and also we should show that our skills, our experience match the skills and experience needed to the job. يعني نحن لازم نقولهم انه احنا في عنا صفات هاي بتتناسب مع الوظيفة اللي انتم طالبينها. And then finally we have to encourage the reader to continue reading my resume or my CV. طيب, so let's start. Introduction. Introduce yourself because he doesn't know me or she doesn't know me, so I have to introduce myself and give details of career so far. I am, لاحظوا هون عندي I am مش I am writing to apply for the job of head of the English department at, and then you mention the school, at Oxford Schools, at Cambridge Schools, wherever. You will see from my curriculum vitae that I have a bachelor's degree in English and a PEP. قلنا PEP, Practical Education Program. This is a kind of course that he studied or she studied there. Teaching qualification. It's talking about teaching qualification لمؤهلات التعليم. As well as substantial يعني very main teaching experience at, وعندي كمان خبرة جوهرية أو رئيسية, and you mentioned the previous school. Okay, this is the first one. Now let's move to the body. Isn't it? This was the introduction. First of all, I introduced myself and the reason why I'm writing it. Okay, and why they should choose me. Now let's go to the body. I give them now more details about me. So we have in this body, we have 2 paragraphs and there is a line between each paragraph. Body paragraph 1, say why you are applying, ليش انت عم تتقدم لهي الوظيفة, and how you are suited for the job, وكيف انك انت مناسب جدا والconditions طبعا تنطبق عليك. I am now looking for a new challenge as for example as a head of English department إنه هلا هو بده يصير من معلم إلى مشرف قسم للغة الإنجليزية. And I am interested in pursuing, and the word pursue it means continue. My goal يعني my objectives إنه أنا كتير مهتم إنه أنا مهتم جدا إنه أنا أكمل أهدافي وين at your school في مدرستكم. My developing leadership skills يعني مهاراتي القيادية المتطورة. طيب show that I am ready to advance in my teaching career. So I'm going to advance, I'm going to develop, I'm going to be better in my teaching career. And the advertised position وهذا اللي هو المركز أو المكان أو البوزيشن اللي هو معلن عنه at your school as مثلا a head of English department is ideal. It is ideal and very suitable to me. It fits me أو it suits me greatly. طيب, now the second body paragraph. When I am while I am dedicated to teaching and know that my students are of the highest importance, I make time to have an active and varied social and family life. يعني أنا because I care about my students not only in teaching but also about their social life. So that's why I have my own social life which will be reflected on my students positively. طيب, this helps to keep my approach to teaching and students' welfare, the well-being of my students fresh. They'll be good and my social life will be reflected on them. So I'll be happy and they'll be happy too. Finally, this is the conclusion or the closing paragraph. Mention your reference. Write about the next stage of the application process. إنه شو راح يصير بعدين. فبقول please contact me for a reference. إذا بدكم أي مرجع عودوا إلي. I look forward to hearing from you regarding the next stage of my application and whether you are going to accept me or not. But he's hoping he will be accepted in that position. And finally, sign off. Ensure that your formal sign off matches your formal greeting. بما إنه أنا بلشت formally, I have to end also formally. Okay, your formal greeting. Write your name in full. بقول yours sincerely, comma. And then you write down your full name. Don't say bye, see you soon. This is informal. Since this is a formal letter, you started formally and you should end it formally. And here at the end of page 80, you find some sentences, very useful sentences that you can write them in your own CV. So try, dear students, to write your own CVs and your own covering letters using some of these sentences. I am writing to apply for, you mentioned the position. You will see from my curriculum vitae that I am now looking for a new challenge as, then the position. My developing leadership skills show that I am dedicated to. Please contact me for a reference. And finally, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, dear students. Until we meet in video 18, I wish you the best and goodbye.